wing in his rear wing. The explosion was so quick that Clay Milliken's rear wing actually broke from the vibrations of it. They did not make Q4. They wanted to check the race car to make sure everything was okay. And they did, and they came out here in round number 1, and they got the round win with a 378. Clay Milliken and team will move on to the next round here in North Carolina.
Good for Clay Milliken and his team, and all the drivers are fighting some really tough conditions here today. The sun is strong. It's beating on us here in the midway. You know what I mean? And when that happens, obviously the track starts to deteriorate. So the tuners get heavily involved. You know, guys like Jim Overhoff for Clay Milliken, they've got to do the best to try and calm these cars down. You know, making 12,000 horsepower, they're going to back them down. You know, Clay Milliken is a driver who has done a ton of work on his reaction times of late, and it's showing. That's why he's had such a strong end to this part of the regular season as he works into the playoffs.
And that 378 for Clay Milliken puts him a little behind the 8 ball coming into this next round. He's going to have to find a little more performance to move on.
Well, Amanda's in the pits right now, about 2 trailers down, sitting down with Clay Milliken. But Amanda, take it away.
Yeah, Bruno and Clay, I hate to tell you, we just showed a replay of that explosion yesterday. And I know the engine is behind you, so you can't see how spectacular those things are, but how do you experience it?
I experience it as a bomb going off. Like, it takes me back to when I was a kid and I held a firecracker in my hand too long. That pop, and it's immediately, you know, right in your head and you feel it. And yesterday's, I'm going to be honest, was pretty violent. It actually shook hard enough that the flywheel came off, so the car shuttered so bad, shutting down, that we're pretty sure that's what broke the rear wing of the car. Gave me a headache, required a little bit of Tylenol, and it didn't look that spectacular, but it felt bad.
And Drag Race was with zero hesitation to get back in these race cars. Jordan was just talking about the quad that we're going to see you compete in the next round, and just how stout that is. You're kind of coming from behind on this one. Do you feel it?
You know, I never question what this entire Rickwear team's doing. I feel like when we get thought of as coming from behind, we go to the final. You know, and that's what we're looking to do right now. You know, we made 3 finals this year. We won 1, and I like our chances. Anytime you get by first round, I feel like you're off and running to a final race, and that's how I look at it.
As you look at today, and we have the bull lights here in the playoff, how unique is that for a driver?
You know, initially when they talked about it, I'm like, man, I don't know about that. You know, a lot of the drivers kind of questioned it being in the playoffs, but everybody's got the same chance. We know how this format works. It's nothing new now. Everybody seems to know how to stage these days, where initially that was a problem. You know, but it certainly stirs it up. You know, it's going to make people step up every single time, because it ain't 1 winner, it's 2 in the first 2 rounds. So I like it. You know, it's different.
Well, you're talking about your win in Pomona. We've seen multiple different winners throughout Top Fuel this season, and the parity in this class. I know we talk about it every season. Where do you rank this season in difficulty?
I think right now it's the hardest it's ever been. I really do. You know, it's every car can go out there and win, and you know, the one standout thing from the season is obviously been Justin Ashley's reaction time. I look at Sean Langdon as the most well-rounded race car driver out there, and Sean's not close to it, you know, and that's saying something, you know. So Justin has absolutely had my number, but I got him in Brainerd. You know, we made it to the final there. It's spectacular what he's doing, but the cars that are out here, anybody can lay down a number at any time. I mean, we had the Cinderella story last week with Sean Reed winning. That was awesome, you know, considering what he's been through. Every car can win this thing.
Well, Clay's already warmed up here, so we're back to action here soon. And Bruno, as he talks about how difficult this season is to find wins here, that makes this round of the playoff that much more critical.
It sure does, Amanda. You know, when the guy talks about how difficult Top Fuel is right now, I think it's an understatement. You look at right now the 8 remaining drivers, and just about any one of them can get this done. It's going to come down to who gets off the mark first and whose tuner has a better handle on these hot conditions. You know, we've got a break coming up, and you know, we haven't shown you guys Funny Car, another wild round here where a lot of the top cars advances to the next round. But before we go, we've got a little quick teaser we want to show you guys actually on the backside of the break, a docu-series for the NHRA put together, and it's called Chasing Speed. Let me tell you something, you're going to want to check this thing out.
I always try to get out no matter what and get my hands where my wife knows and my mom.
Alexander's going to give a run
speed. It could have been really bad, but it missed my leg. Well, I didn't know it. And when I was trying to get out my boot, my fire boot was caught on it. Could have been worse. And then I'm walking on fine, and we're back-to-back weekends. I'm able to get back in the car and had that injury my foot. I probably could.
We are back in Concord, North Carolina, in the shadow of Charlotte, the NHRA 4-wide Carolina Nationals, and things have got pretty interesting here on Sunday. We referenced earlier in the show that Tony Stewart Racing had a qualifying run thrown out in Reading, Pennsylvania. Qualifying run number 4. It was disregarded or thrown off the qualifying sheet because of device or stuff on the car, components that weren't found to be inside of the regulations of Top Fuel by the NHRA Tech Department. That seemed to be the end of the story. Well, that story took a turn when, after his first round advancement, Antron Brown had this to say at the top end to Amanda Buser.
There's a lot of things going on out here in this world right now. A lot of people got different things, and I just really like to see what's going on with some different stuff out there. A lot of races are talking out there with some unapproved devices, so just like to see what that's all about and what's really happening out there. Who's got them and what's happening. Everybody knows who's got them. We just like to know and have a little bit more clarity on that. And because the chips are high, competitions are high, and we're all out here just trying to get around one, and it's hard to make it happen when you have the competition this tight and other people have unfair advantages.
Antron, what do you mean on that?
I don't know, I don't know. I need to get more clarity on it either. It's just, we know from a standpoint of the pro side that the TSR team with Tony Stewart had some unapproved device on their car and got kicked out, and we just don't know what it is. We just like to know what it is and what it did and what it does. Just a little bit more clarity on it, and that's what makes this sport what it is how close this competition is and all the hard work that we spend money testing, making our vehicles go up and down the racetrack, and we just want to keep a level playing field for everybody.
Really tough to refute anything Antron's saying. No, he brings up some very valid points. I do believe that some tuners are very aware of what that device is, what that device does. So they want answers. I think they want a level of transparency. And what's at stake is, Tony Stewart just won an in-season championship. So they probably want to know what it is, what did it do, and how long has it been on there. Tony Stewart understood what Antron Brown said. He wanted a chance to respond, and we gave it to him. Here he is.
And Tony, you did just tell me that you have heard what Antron Brown said at the top end and unapproved devices for Tony Stewart Racing. What is your response to that?
Well, I got a ton of respect for Antron, obviously. I mean, that's why on the pro board we all voted him the vice president. So got a ton of respect for him. But, I'd love to sit there and know what everybody in the pit area has in their cars. But that's why we have a sanctioning body that has a tech department. So, no different than anybody else that's had runs thrown out because of things. That's why they have tech. So, everybody's got to remember, we have Dodge as a partner. It's an OEM, so there's nothing going to be on this race car that we absolutely know that we are doing the wrong things. So, everybody in every sanctioning body and every form of motorsports takes the rule book they're given and looks for the gray areas and tries to find how to maximize everything they can do. And every team in here does that. So, but I can promise you, we didn't have anything on this car that we felt like was just blatantly illegal. So I appreciate Antron's passion and everybody else in this pit area. But they can come tear this thing down anytime they want. They're more than welcome to it. But I just wish Antron, if he was that upset, he came and talked to us about it. But I respect him and I respect this sport and the people in it. So that's why we have a tech department. So it's our job to sit there and build these things to go as fast as we can make them go. And right now we're just going to worry about this next round.
We're going to continue to follow the story, mostly likely through the words of the drivers. We have to understand down there that there are some people that may have more on to say about this as the race day progresses. But that's the situation as we know it to be at this moment. If anything changes, you're going to learn about it here, likely through this afternoon. When we come back, we're going to get out of the pits, maybe out of the controversy, and back into race cars here at the 4-wide Nationals at Z-Max Redwood.